Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm going to share with you today a little recipe card journal that I made, which if you've been watching my channel, I've been making these in the last couple of weeks. But when I made the first two, I said, well, I'm going to put these two in my shop, and then after that it's going to be a made to order listing. So that's what I did. I turned it into, because the first two sold, so I turned it into a made to order listing, and I got another order for one I had to make. So yeah, this was, I just, every time I make one of these, I just enjoy it so much. So don't be afraid to order it. It's fun for me. So, no worries. I just, it's total fun. That's all I can say. So I made it, it's similar. No two of my journals are exactly alike, but let me show you. I have tied it with a piece of this red and white gingham fabric. And so I have the little tie closure on like that. Still have a few pieces of this patchwork fabric, so I'm so glad, so I can use it on the spine because I just love it. And on this one I used mini cinnamon twist recipe card on the front, and triple chocolate fudge recipe card on the back. And I used again to bind it red and white baker's twine. It looks so nice with all of the everything else here. And I did put a cluster on there also. This is a yo-yo there. So let's move on to the inside. So on the recipe cards that have a recipe on the inside, I don't cover them up in case whoever gets this journal would like to actually make the recipe. But I have been using these clear pockets. So here's one here, as you can see, and I have in here let's see what this is. Oh, this was a recipe that I got in my recipe bundles that I have gotten at estate sales. This one is Friendship Cake Starter from Carolina Cooking by Edna M. Barham. And then here's a balderdash score pad or score sheet. And I always say when I show you these that these are the perfect starter, or just a perfect little journal for anyone, even if you're not a beginner, to be able to put all your own things into. And then I've put things in here so you can do whatever you want with them. So here's a little pocket here. This just starts off the journal, and it's cardstock, so it's nice. And I like to start off the signatures with something cardstock, so it kind of protects all the papers inside too. And then here's a little, this is something I have the original of, and I copied and made different sizes. This one says Field Record. So I copied it, made different sizes, and coffee dyed them. So they look like very old little sheets of paper. But yeah, I just aged them on my own. So on this side I have clipped. I wanted to show you a couple things that I used to make this journal. So I've been putting these little labels, as long as I have them, I'll keep putting them in these journals, at least hopefully. And then I put a little Tim Holtz girl in here, but if you can see, let me show you up close, I have colored her. And you have probably seen people do this, and I have too. And I've been seeing them use like special markers and things, and I was almost going to buy some markers, some special markers, but I thought, well, let me see what I can do with my Sharpies, right? That's a permanent marker. And I had a couple years ago bought myself a set of the, kind of a good size set of the ones with all the colors, Sharpie markers. So I tried these two. And this pink right here, can you see how pink that is? That is this. So when you go over, see these Tim Holtz paper dolls are kind of gray. Originally, their clothes are kind of gray. So when you put this bright, kind of brightish, it's not the brightest pink in the box, but it's still kind of, it looks kind of bright, right? But when you put it over the gray, it kind of makes it look like, I don't know, it just makes it look like an older color of pink, like a mauve. So I really love how it turned out. I'm so glad I didn't buy any more markers, because I found out I really don't need them. And I really love that pink. It almost makes it look like velvet. And the same with the blue. Let me show you that while we're at it. This is another little girl, little Tim Holtz paper doll. And I use this blue on her. So this is, if you have these Sharpie markers, They're just the Sharpie permanent markers. This one is, these are both fine point, but it probably doesn't even matter because you're just coloring. So I colored her dress and her, I guess that was it on her. The other one I just colored her dress and her collar. But isn't that cute? Isn't that pretty? And it's over the gray again of the base of the Tim Holtz paper doll. And it comes out again, it kind of looks like an old, it looks like maybe a color that used to, maybe they had then, you know what I mean? This kind of muted blue and the muted pink. So I really like that. I can't wait to do some more. I just did those two for now and I put one in here. So next page, I have this pretty paper here, and this has been coffee dyed. And I made an uptuck on this because I didn't want to cut off this piece right here, but I wanted it to be in this orientation because of the flower here that's at the bottom. So I went ahead and just folded it over and made it uptuck. And that's something different. I haven't done that in the other recipe card journal. So like I'm saying, they're similar, but they're not the same. So here's, I put a, in this tuck, I put a guest check, and that's one that I colored pink myself. And it's pink, I did it with pink food coloring. I put a doily in here, and that's something different. I didn't put doilies in the other two. This is some note paper that is like cardstock feel. This is a piece from my scrapbook calendar. This is a certificate that I have. I think I still have the original of it, and I made some copies because I thought it was so cool. Yeah, whoever gets this can read that. On the back of that, I have a belly band with some of my kitchen-y type scrapbook paper there and a couple of pieces. One piece is the pretty calendar that I have. This little calendar has the prettiest little pages. And this is an original handwritten recipe here, vintage, old recipe. And, oh, did I put two in there? I didn't mean to do that. They're the same card, so I didn't mean to put two in there. But it's not the same recipe, but it's the same card. I'm just putting one in each of these journals until I run out. That might be my last one over there of these particular recipe cards. And then a piece of kind of old vintage piece of note paper, blueprint, coffee dyed on the back. This is this is in French. It's a French invoice, and I don't remember where I got that, but I think I just got it off online somewhere, and coffee dyed it. This is another piece of note paper, but it's a different size. I had a little notebook with all these little pieces in it, and I thought they were so cute, so I put one in here. And this is the calendar. I put in the last two also, and they just have this pretty color on this side. So, and it's 2000, so it is a vintage calendar, but I put that in the middle because I like this pretty blue here. And again, that has writing on it like the other ones. This one says Daddy's birthday there, and does it have writing on this side too? This one says Cheryl's birthday, but this lady had beautiful handwriting, so I just love it. Oh, I wanted to tell you one thing I've been doing. I don't know if I did it on the first one or the first two, actually, but I have been putting knots on this one and on the other journals I'm working on now. For the baker's twine, I put a little knot in the end here so it doesn't unravel. So if you get one from me, I didn't, and I forgot to put the knot. If you want to put something on the end, you can, or you can just tie a little knot there to make sure that doesn't come unraveled, because I kind of forgot to do that on the first two, probably. I don't think I did it. So the back half, I did put one of these envelopes in like I did on the last one of these really pretty envelopes that you can glue down somewhere or whatever, whatever you want to do. And that is on that French, I think that's the French invoice there. And then this is the blueprint paper, the old vintage note paper, and the certificate. And on here I have some game score sheets, and these are different from the other two, I think, that I put in the other two. This is a bridge score pad sheet. This is another type of game. Let's see what this one is, if it has a name on it. This one doesn't have a name on it. Oh, this one's in this is a bridge score sheet too, but it's just a different size. And I thought it was really cute. I think those are really cute. I have in all different sizes, amazingly, that I've found at thrift stores. So really cool. And this is a per quacky score sheet. This is a game that I picked up. I think just the score sheets, not the whole game. It's just the score sheets I found one time at the thrift store. So I have some of those. Perquecky. Some of you have heard about it or heard of it because I remember when I brought it home in my Thrifty Thursday, I showed it and some people said they had heard of it. So I had never heard of it except for the score sheets. So again, scrapbook calendar, note paper, doily. Here's the other uptuck, and I have a library card catalog card in here. You know, the one with the hole, actually from the card catalog, and that's the old, original, authentic, vintage one. And then the pocket in the back, which I have. This is a page from a cute little recipe book that I have. I think it's just nice and old and vintage, and it has a nice patina on it, and it has a little graphics here and there. So I just thought it was cute. Rumford 16, Rhode Island. So I just thought that was cute, so I put that in there. And then the back pocket the back page, cover where I have a clear pocket again is this recipe card here. These are some old vintage recipe cards, like just index card size that I had found one time at a thrift store, of course. So that is back there. And then I have the goodie envelope ready. I wanted to show you these envelopes real quick too, because you probably think, what's so cool about an envelope? Because every time I show these envelopes, I say how much I like them, and just the fact that they're starting to kind of brown, and they're old vintage envelopes. But let me show you. I showed you these on my Thrifty Thursday when I brought them home, but they're in like a booklet, and this is how they are. They're connected, like they have a spine, and so I just, when I found them, I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I like small envelopes anyway. And I like the look of these. They're different shaped from any other envelope I have. And if you've ever seen anything like this, you should let me know, because, or I hope you would, because I don't know, like, what was the purpose of having them in a book like this, you know what I mean? But I've never seen any other envelopes like that. But when I want one, I just kind of, like you would a piece of note paper, just kind of gently, without, so I don't rip it or anything. But I kind of just pull it off of here, like this. Like you would when you have a note paper that's bound, like with that glued spine or whatever. Just pull it off. I pull the glue off. I hadn't had to do that before. But yeah, if there was glue on there, I'll pull it off. I don't think that's happened before, but yeah. So I just wanted to show you those because I think they're really cool, and I don't know. I know I have new subscribers that probably didn't see the Thrifty Thursday when I brought these home. So you just never know what you're going to find, right, at the thrift store. So I hope you're having a good weekend. It's December already. I can't believe it, but yeah, it's here. So yeah, I've kind of just made my Decembers and Christmas and everything into a non-stressful time, so I don't have to rush around. We use gift cards for gifts, and if I'm getting any gifts, I kind of already got them, or I know what I'm going to get, you know what I mean? So, or if I'm going to make something, I know what I'm going to make. So I have plans, so I just have to get it all together. I didn't put up my Christmas tree yet, maybe this weekend. I'm kind of afraid to, because I have a 2-year-old granddaughter and she's into everything. But I got something to distract her. I got a little pop-up princess castle for my living room too. So when I put up the Christmas tree, I'll have the castle out, and maybe that will distract her. We'll have to say no a couple times, 'cause I'm sure she'll check out the Christmas tree, and then maybe she'll head over to the castle. I'll let you know how that works, in case you have a 2-year-old granddaughter too. And I got that pop-up castle on Amazon. If you're interested, it was only $22, so that's cheap for the castles, because the pop-up castles and tents and things, because you can spend some money on those. Anyway, I'm babbling on, and I'll stop now. Let you go. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Thank you. See you later.